Before today's video, it might be a good idea for you to jump in my free Discord server. It's a great place to build and share your crypto knowledge and connect with like-minded, ambitious individuals. It's for people of all experiences, whether you're a crypto newbie or a seasoned professional. So jump in and network with me and an ever-growing community of intellectuals. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, let me quickly introduce myself. I've been investing in crypto for over 5 years and I'm a qualified financial advisor in real life. Today's project is one which was brought to my attention by someone in my Discord around a month or two ago. I finally had time recently to dive in and do extensive research, and so felt it's an appropriate time to make this video. Please remember, for these low cap, ultra high risk projects, expect a lot of volatility in price, and of course there are increased risks of rugs, scams, etc. Do your own research, the same financial advice, blah 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 blah. So the coin in question is called Xelis. They sum themselves up by saying that they are a layer 1 proof of work consensus over a BlockDAG and Homomorphic Encryption. They also have smart contracts thrown in there too. Lots of technical terms right from the start, but I'll break it down simply in this video for everyone to understand. Naturally, with this not being a blockchain but being a BlockDAG instead, there will be comparisons drawn with Kaspa. You can also make an argument for it being similar to Monero as well, with the privacy element, so kind of like a hybrid of the two of them. So on their website, everything is simple, clear, easy to access information. The overall aesthetic is okay, not bad, but it's not premium feeling, but you know, that's allowed for now. The project is still relatively new. But we can see here their main objectives: providing privacy on transactions, enabling smart contracts, having a scalable blockchain, and making it easy for developers. We can see from this that Xelis aims to be another trilemma solving project in crypto, just like Kaspa, solving the security, scalability, and decentralization issues. You can add the fact that they're privacy enhancing in there too, potentially solving a quadlemma of sorts. Some other objectives include proof of work designed to be CPU, GPU friendly, more decentralization, and easy to use. For this one, I assume that they want to reduce the barriers to be able to mine Xel, therefore encouraging more and more participants, making the network more decentralized, secure, and scalable. Some quick network stats here too: block time of 15 seconds with a current reward being up to 1.46 Xel, max supply of 18.4 million, it's cheap to use in terms of transaction fees, and the current dev fee is 10%, something which I'll cover later on. I'll also show a comparison grid as well to put these stats further in context with other projects. Their emission schedule is quite interesting. Unlike Bitcoin, which has a halving, with Xelis, reward is decreased with each block. So by the end of 2024, there'll be around 2.8 million in supply, and by the end of 2025, there'll be around 5.2 million. We'll look at the current circulating supply in a second, but most people think that we will hit the bull run peak somewhere in 2025, going into 2026 potentially, so please keep this dilution in mind. There's a clear and easy to access roadmap here as well. You guys know I love to see a project's roadmap. So we can see that it began in 2021, so 3 years ago was the beginning of the project, and they've regularly updated, ticking off each and every milestone that they have crossed. So it's always nice for the project to show us what they've done so far and what's on the horizon. What I like about this one is that it was updated pretty recently. We can see the 10th of July, they had their new proof of work algorithm. Looking towards the future, we can see WIP, which I believe would stand for work in progress, but they're currently working towards smart contracts. So yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. But it's amazing to have something as clear and easy to access as a roadmap on their main website, so anyone can just stumble across it and see exactly what the team have finished so far and what they're working towards for the near future. I found further information on their documentation to be worth pointing out. So first of all, they use Rust as their programming language. This doesn't mean much to me, but it may mean more to those computer scientists out there. And also they're using an event-driven system, they call it, allowing devs to be alerted if something goes wrong and to react quickly. Pretty useful, meaning if there is a hack or exploit on their network, the team can look to sort it out pretty fast. We've also got some of their main features highlighted here. So the BlockDAG is used to improve scalability and security of the network. We've got the homomorphic encryption, which is basically to provide the privacy on transactions. They chose an account model in order to be faster, smaller, and easier for everyone. It also allows a more flexible system and to have better privacy. And as we've already seen, they aim to enable smart contract support in the future. So Xelis allows you to have the option to have transactions and your balances private. This is where the mixture of Monero and Kaspa comes into play, and you can definitely see a use case for this in the future. The mainnet launched on April 20th of this year, so literally only a couple months back, and I saw a rumor that the testnet was in development in secret for 2 years prior. So yeah, some interesting information there. There is a nice breakdown of the project's objectives here as well. So they want to provide better privacy than Bitcoin and Ethereum by having encrypted balances and encrypted transfer amounts. This is done using the homomorphic encryption and ZK proofs that we've already seen. This means that nobody except you can see how much you own and how much you spend. We've already discussed the scalability and security using the BlockDAG. Smart contracts are a necessity to build a real DeFi ecosystem. It is planned to have smart contract support using our own virtual machine, so they plan to build their own virtual machine too. Confidential assets will allow you to have real decentralized tokens with the same level of privacy and decentralization as Xelis, and not just a smart contract managing numbers. This implies that they will allow you to launch your own decentralized app or coin with the same level of encryption as Xelis. A decentralized network is obviously a necessity for its own security and to remove any failure point. Obviously, they plan to do this by having a lot of nodes spread out, but this is also done by attracting CPUs and GPU miners to join Xelis by using a friendly proof of work algorithm. So this is what I mentioned at the start, trying to lower the barrier to entry to get as many people on this network as possible. And finally, ease of use to attract everyone and to have real adoption, but also for developers to create and integrate any kind of application that they wish. So funding, this is pretty important. Xelis is community driven and was actually built from scratch. No funding, no VCs, a complete fair launch. However, there is a dev fee of 10% on the block reward, reducing to 5% after 3.2 million mined, or around 1.5 years. They explicitly state that this isn't a money grab or dump, but exclusively for growing the blockchain, any expenses, etc. Also, they see this as a solution to prevent big miners from earning too much early on. In the future, they say that when they have smart contracts, they hint at forming a DAO for more trust, and go on to say, on the plus side, the fees are not here to stay, they will decrease and may be exempt entirely when the network can sustain itself without. Obviously, these are just words on paper. It comes down to trust in the team. This is crypto, remember. Teams can dump, rug, exploit, etc. at any given notice. Please keep that in mind. Speaking of the team, they are semi-doxed and we got GitHub details here. Slicks or Slikes is the founder. I apologize if I butchered your name, but there's some FUD going on around him I saw a few months back before the mainnet launched. But then on the flip side, I also saw that apparently he's a very honest and trustworthy guy. I cannot verify either claims. My opinion is crypto is a mistrusting sector as it is. I've seen FUD called on strong projects with no backing due to envy or trying to impose failure, and I've seen projects do really well and have their team praised only for them to then rug. It's a minefield, due diligence as always, and you know the risks. On their FAQs, they answer whether there's any real-world application of this. Absolutely. One notable example is creating your own local currency with peace of mind, no counterfeiting, no scrutinizing eyes, 100% uptime, decentralized and secure transactions. They also explicitly state that Xelis is not a fork. I saw there were some rumors of it being a fork of certain other projects. They explicitly state that this is not a fork, completely written from scratch. Moving on to the comparison chart, first and foremost I want to apologize for the quality. I've tried to upscale this image that I found. Can't really do much with it. I hope you guys can, well, I hope it's legible. But typically I'm not a fan of using these charts in isolation, as they will almost always be manipulated to put the coin in question in a higher light and conveniently miss out on any drawbacks, but they're useful still for a quick comparison of certain factors. So this one's going to be comparing Xelis with Kaspa, Monero, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and right off the start, blockchain or BlockDAG, only Xelis and Kaspa are the BlockDAGs here. Encryption privacy only applies to Xelis and Monero, obviously not to Kaspa, Bitcoin or Ethereum. The TPS is interesting, we've got 2500 here with Xelis apparently, which I didn't really see on their website. But Kaspa's is 400, we know Bitcoin's really slow at 7. Block time, as a comparison compared to the others, it's pretty fast. Obviously Kaspa's is 1 second, which is insane. Ethereum's is 12, but 15 seconds compared with 2 and 10, you know, it's definitely up there. All of these are proof of work except Ethereum. The mining hardware is where Xelis can actually stand out in the use of its decentralized GPUs and CPUs. Xelis and Kaspa are obviously the most scalable due to their technology. I'm not going to go through all of these points, but it's interesting just to see these comparisons. You can pause and have a look through all of them if you so wish. For social, Xelis has around 5,000 followers on Twitter, and they do seem to regularly update their community. I also saw there's around 6,500 members in their Discord and 2,500 on Telegram, so a decent community following for something quite new and under the radar. I want to point out that in the previous cycle there were many layer 1s in the top 20, top 50 and top 100. This time around it's a lot more competitive, lots of layer 1s, all with newer and arguably better technology. It will be a battle royale, but there will definitely be some which dethrone the previous giants. Moving on to price analysis, we're on CoinGecko, as I don't believe that this is on CoinMarketCap just yet, but the price today of Xelis is $11.66, and according to CoinGecko, this gives it a fully diluted valuation of 1.4 million. This is incorrect, as they currently think that their circulating supply is 125,000. If we go into Xelis Explorer, I believe this is the most accurate tool to see what their circulating supply is. We've got it at around 650,000, so factoring that in, currently that gives it a market cap of around $7.5 million, so very tiny. In terms of exchanges for Xelis, because it's early on, we don't have any tier 1, 2, or even 3 exchanges. We've got TradeOgre, Zegex, and Nonki. I haven't used Nonki personally, but yeah, I expect this because, you know, the project is so new. So hopefully we will see some more exchange listings in the future. So if we look at the historical price information for Xelis, apparently this went to $100 right after launch and then dropped to around $60 to $80 as well. Obviously, this would have been before it launched on CoinGecko, but most of retail will be using this as their analysis, so we will stick to the price that we're seeing right now. But yeah, so we peaked, according to this data here, around $35, $38 at the end of May, so about a month and a bit ago, and we're down around 70%, I want to say. I think it's around 70% from its all-time high of $37. So in terms of looking at it just from that perspective, it is a very good buy price, and we've been ranging in the $13 to $14 region for quite a while, so it's a relatively decent entry. However, judging by the market conditions that we're in, this could potentially drop further. Keep an eye on the volatility. As to why the price decided to decline so steeply back in May, I believe that was due to the greater crypto conditions as a whole, and obviously any low cap or new project at the time, due to their volatility, will suffer a great deal, as we can see by this chart. Just for fun, let's compare Xelis to Kaspa, which has a market cap of $4 billion right now. If Xelis was to reach Kaspa's market cap, it's around a 530x from its current price. Don't shoot me, guys, that was more just for entertainment purposes and just to provide some perspective. But for a more realistic price prediction, Xelis is around a 3 to 4x off its CoinGecko all-time high and around a 10x off its previous all-time high before it was listed on CoinGecko of around $100. So in the right market conditions, it can definitely reach either of those levels again. But let's take $100 as a price prediction as a more round figure. This would give it a market cap of $75 million, which is still very small. But however, let's consider the dilution. We saw that by the end of 2024, we can expect supply to be 2.8 million and 5.2 million by the end of 2025. For simplicity purposes, let's just take the middle of 4 million in around 12 months time. So $100 per Xelis with a circulating supply of 4 million would give it a market cap of $400 million. In a bull cycle, that isn't substantial at all, and there will be a lot of crap projects around this mark. If we stretch it a little bit further and say that Xelis is a $1 billion project, you know, with its trilemma, potentially quadlemma solving issue, if this is to be a $1 billion coin, that would be a price of around $250, a 20x from current prices. In terms of the project's potential itself, before I make my judgment, I would like to see some more exchanges coming in and any potential partnerships too. Also, I'm intrigued to see if they can land their smart contracts correctly, as that will be a huge boost. A lot more marketing also needs to be done, as many people definitely right now wouldn't have heard of this project. Another point to consider is, I believe, how long we have until the bull market peak will definitely play a factor. This only launched a couple months back and is behind other projects in terms of development, marketing, exchanges, community base, etc., which means it has a lot of catching up to do. Whether it can be done or not, we have to wait and see. But if we have a delay in reaching the bull, let's say it's past 2026, then Xelis has an extended time frame to prove its worth. The way that crypto works too, if Kaspa goes on its monumental rise as we all expect it to do, people will be looking at similar technology. With the right marketing partnerships, Xelis can provide really nice returns from its current position if everything goes to plan. So to conclude, let's wrap up Xelis in my coin scoring matrix. Does it have innovative or excellent technology? That is a yes. It's using homomorphic encryption as well as BlockDAG technology, so that definitely is innovative or excellent. Relevant narrative is also a yes. Layer 1s will always be a relevant narrative, and this one's got the tagline of privacy attached to it as well, so I definitely believe that that will be relevant. Low market cap of 7.5 million. Yep, that is a micro cap. Good tokenomics is also a yes. We've seen 650,000 in circulation right now. We're 2.4 at the end of this year, 5.2 at the end of next year, and 18.4 million in total. Experienced or credible team, we're going to go in the middle. We saw that it's semi-docs, you know, we saw the leading developer and a few other names, but I haven't been able to fully credify them myself. Key partnerships is also going to be a red because, you know, it's early stages. We don't have any key partnerships. Their exchanges they're not the best either. So, but then again, it is early stages, so I don't really expect that from the get-go. Active community, I'm going to go in the middle for. Whilst it is a relatively active community in terms of their socials, the project is at early stages and the community base for me isn't as big as compared with other projects just yet. But obviously we can expect this to improve once the marketing comes out. Shiny coin effect is an instant yes. This wasn't around in the previous bull cycle. Fair launched is also a yes. We saw it as a complete fair launch, no VCs, none of that. And the promising roadmap is also a yes. We saw it on their website. It was updated as of only a few days ago. So yeah, hopefully they can keep on top of that. But yeah, guys, that is my video on Xelis wrapped up. A very new layer 1 BlockDAG crypto, which will naturally draw comparisons to Kaspa and also has elements of Monero tied to it as well. As always, please do your due diligence. These are very, very high risk coins and volatility is to be expected. Although I always say you only need one of these coins to go really well for you to change your life. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support that you guys have been showing me. Also, join my Discord. This was actually given to me in my Discord. The community in there is absolutely amazing and you don't want to be missing out on that. The link is in the description and in the comments. Aside from all of that, I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.